We just have a fresh new update. I don't know if you guys are seeing my screen yet.
We can see your screen,
Hello.
I could see this little thing at the top that says, "How much should I walk
So,
to lose 45 pounds?"
No, so Iran war latest. Energy chief warns of biggest crisis in history as Iran is preparing new battlefield cards. What does the market think of it? Bullish.
So strange.
No delegation to Pakistan. Acceleration of the issues. Biggest energy crisis. Bullish. What can I say? Vic, either get the vanity link or I'm gonna ban you as well. It's not the day to test me today.
Is this a stupid thing to say, or is this kind of good that this is happening because it allows us to get a good short entry in something that will kind of inevitably
Bex,
come
how
down?
much margin do you have left? Because this position should not have been there, but can you just market order 3K leverage 30 right here?
Yeah.
Do that. Because I'm calling this market complete cap. So we liquidated again 178 million, 41 million in shorts in the last hour. It's
Quick update on my
So let's update on the war first.
Yeah, sorry, you go.
Right? So let's start with that. Iran war advance to depart for Iran peace talks in Pakistan. Source says. Ceasefire deadline, right? You shifted the deadline. Iran's foreign ministry called for the release of the Iranian cargo vessel. Iran has vowed to retaliate. There's new calls for battlefield and waste talks in Pakistan. Okay. I guess it's still bullish. I don't know how.
For anyone curious about our challenge account, I took a trade that was not recommended because I had a level set, which I didn't think I still had set. But anyway, I had an entry at 76k or 75.9, and we've just added a bit to it, so the entry is now 76.2. But it was a small.
Baxter went rogue.
It was a 10.
Baxter went rogue on us.
That went rogue. Hopefully
Baxter went rogue. Baxter went full Iranian.
I went rogue. But yeah, hopefully it's not a detrimental thing. It's still in line with kind of Chento's overall long-term bias, so at least I haven't taken a long.
We're definitely not over-risked, which is good.
Yeah, it was a 10% of the account.
But listen, guys, I'm just looking at it like it's not going to be a long stream, especially due to the fact that I cannot make anything out of this PA. I just have to be honest. So where we currently are, there's no delegation going to the peace talk, right? To begin with. Next to that, there's no delegation. Iran says that they're prepping for different measures. The US seized the vessel. All the stock markets are going down. Bitcoin's going up. Gold is in the middle. And oil is also rising. So as of now, currently, I can legitimately say, and I can congratulate you all, this market became officially a living meme. So you guys are witnessing it live. You guys are witnessing it first. We're now living in meme coin territory.
Have you ever seen this, or is this the first time you've seen like opposite reactions?
Not like this.
Usually news that you'd think.
Not like this. Not like this. There's one thing I can think of why this is happening, and that's that MicroStrategy is buying. And then that they're filling him above spot ask. So that's why they're marking up. There is legitimately no other reason why this could be justified. That London yet pumps another 2% up again. There's They're liquidating. Everything is pointing downwards. To be honest, the liquidations are ramping up below instead of above. Look at the 4 hour. Look at how much ground they managed to recover. 4.5% up again. It's like... I think the new Ayatollah can be in the Epstein files and we go up. I think that Epstein can be Trump's brother and we go up. I think Netanyahu can by accident bomb Kuwait and we go up.
Epstein, Trump's brother.
Yeah, I think we're currently at the point that even if Epstein would show up as the vice president of the US, that the market would be like, yeah, that makes sense. We'll pump.
Is your indicators or FlowX indicating that there's unusual buying, like it's different than normal?
No, it's down. Every time frame is down, and retail is pressing the hardest. Yet spot is moving up. So every time frame I have right now, the 4 hourly is mildly bullish, with retail doing most of the pressure, and that's something that is very, very noticeable. Retail is doing the pressure for the last 4 hours. Retail and mid, the whales are positioning differently. So this might be an insane trap.
Trap in what way?
That we're going to hell. But until now, listen, I just can't say anything logical about this because there is no logic. And that makes this so hard. So my advice, Trump live on CNCB. Oh God. Epstein is Satoshi. Bro, even that's bullish. I thought you were supposed to make money.
This Baxter guy asking some bad questions, bruh.
𝗕𝗟𝗢, what are you on about?
A troll or something, because that's the most random comment ever. How can you even ask a bad question?
The guy's up 15K in 2 weeks of trading this. Like, what's wrong with you?
Anyway, do you have a random fact of the day? Because I know that's something that you're doing lately.
Yes. So octopuses have 3 hearts, right? They have 2 hearts that pump out the blood through their body. Or 1 heart that pumps out the blood through their body. The rest is to control the limbs and the suctional devices. I don't know the English word for it. And the blood is blue. And why is it blue? Because it has more copper. And due to the fact that it has more copper in it, they can easier survive in low oxygen and cold lands. But here comes the fun thing. You rarely see an octopus swimming. And you want to know why? Because if an octopus swims, the heart that is pumping the blood through his body stops. So that's why they crawl over the ocean floor instead of that they're actively swimming.
Is it because the swimming uses too much energy? It like requires too much blood flow? Interesting.
I don't know.
I like that fact, actually. I did some trivia the other night, and it said which animal has 3 hearts, and octopus was the answer, so it adds up.
Yeah.
Adds up indeed.
Yeah, the octopus. Same as the cow has 4 stomachs. How are you feeling about this trade? I'm okay. I'm not feeling too bad. We have more than enough margin to DCA.
Remember, people, we've sat in drawdown 5 times as much as this and still closed in the green, so this is nothing crazy at all. Very normal. I'm going to turn my fan on 1 sec.
Can't deny they're very tasty. Yeah, they are. I want you to DCA another K of margin.
You want to DCA another K?
Yeah, 1K more. SL on this is a challenge board, guys. There's no SL at 81K for this because it can't even make it. You guys have to learn how to do math because 30x leverage, the 81K from here is a 7% move. That's 210% drawdown. At 6K, that's 13K. We'll get liquidated. The Matt ain't Madden boys.
We are in with 6K now, just FYI. 6K out
Yes,
of 20.
I've seen it.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. All right, well let's see what happens. I'm glad we're actually in a trade today. It's always extra fun. And our entry is 76,240. So we shall see. How's everybody else in the chat doing today? Anyone taking some trades? Anyone making any money?
Oh, now I figured out. Nick V, fuck you. Good morning, buddy.
Who is
It took
it?
me a minute to figure out your name. It's John from the Discord.
Because I was thinking I've got some hate in this chat, and that's fine, but I've never been hated for asking bad questions because that's such a random insult. It's like far out. But yeah, there you go. It was a troll. Good morning, good morning. Got some familiar faces in here. Thank you for joining up, everybody. Nice to see you all. I think this is quite interesting to be... I feel like this is an opportunity to position ourselves into a short when it just makes no logical sense.
But I fear that this is an opportunity to get absolutely liquidated to the bone.
Really?
Bro, look at it. What is here to make sense, right? So again, the Middle East will retaliate. They will respond. If you look at the global news, highly unlikely to renew the ceasefire. Highly unlikely. And the market is like, I think that's bullish. I swear, Donald Trump can come out and say that he's Jeffrey Epstein and the market will go to 80K. It doesn't matter at this point.
Do you often look at news when you're building your bias? Is that a big part of your...
No, normally
prediction?
never. I'm just getting insanely intrigued by this right now because it's not making sense. So my brain is actually having a shortage.
It's very
Spot
interesting.
CVD is going up on the 5 seconds. The volume is actually pressuring down still.
Hmm.
If you consider that retail could be exchanges, no, it comes from different wallets. It's a different way how that exchanges spam the money, so the API will pick it up.
How's everyone liking FlowX? I know it's
I
public
feel like
now.
it's just a casino. Listen, the thing is, it's still not a casino, right? It always has a part of where that it's more of a guessing game than actually trading. The thing that differentiates it from being a casino, like you like to call it, is risk management. And that's what we're actively doing. How about your yesterday short? I'm down 60K. So
Peanuts.
I'm not too worried yet.
Peanuts.
What?
Peanuts.
Yeah, you know, what can I say?
Yeah, well, I'm
fine.
curious to see how much you build it. If this price keeps rising, you might end up building another monster position, which would be fun to watch.
I'm
Enjoy watching those
at
big
235 Bitcoin right now, and it will scale to 350.
All right.
But yeah, the CVD on spot just keeps casually grinding up, even though the volume is down. Like, listen, guys, I have to be honest here, I cannot make sense of this.
On the longer time frames,
It's
is
gambling.
it dropping?
No, if you manage... Huh? Wait, Thomas, then go to the casino and leave this chat and leave me alone. It's not the day for it. If you just want to bluntly push your point that it is gambling to you, then fine, it's gambling. You win. Have fun. Perhaps the market is trying to disassociate itself. No, they're just either filling 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙 or they're trapping everyone in a long by making them believe that we were going up.
Is CVD...
Chento, you're also releasing the TradingView indicator. Yes, sorry that FlowX is not enough, man. I will make sure to give you more free shit. What's up today, guys?
I have a technical question.
Yes.
What's CVD doing on the longer time frames? Because I'm looking at it, but how do you interpret it? Because it looks to me like it is kind of grinding up on the 5-minute as well on FlowX. Looks like they're almost starting to meet like the future CVD and the spot.
Yeah, so it means that futures is climbing up as well, and spot is climbing up. But look at this, like still the flow is bearish. The flow is downward. The money flow is not going up, it's going down. So people are actively selling, yet CVD is rising. The statistics currently don't make sense, and I'm 100% sure that the statistics are not wrong. So the data is rightly collected. The data is rightfully pulled. So there's just something that is absolutely completely off in the market, and it's the divergence, and it's a thing that's been building for a couple of days now that I have not seen in my complete trading career. And that would say something. And I've been saying it for the last couple of days, but it's wild.
A lot of movement, indeed. I remember when we first started this challenge, I think it was maybe day 2, and we had an opportunity to short at 74 and ended up dumping, and we were like, oh, we should have taken it. We might be in a similar boat now. Interesting to see.
No. This is far more treacherous.
You think?
Yeah.
Is that just because of how it's reacting based on what would usually be bearish news, and it's just not reacting bearishly? Is that what gives you that opinion?
Bro, listen, again, inflation is rising, right? So inflation is up. The world is not at peace. The world is at war. Energy prices are going up. Oil prices are going up. Even gold is de-risking. What is there to be bullish on? If you look at the global economic, what is there to be bullish? Except that the stocks are bluntly making money. People are getting poorer. The rich are getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. What's there to be bullish on? They're eliminating the whole middle class.
My personal opinion on stocks at the moment is that if you're still holding on to some and you are looking to get out, I feel like I feel like it's given people a free chance right now. Like you've been gifted a get out of jail free card because that's my opinion though.
I think Michael Saylor is just filling above ask yet again, and as soon as that's done, it's bye-bye again.
Is there anything that leads you to believe that it's Saylor versus normal buyers? Is it because of that inflow being negative?
Something's off. That's all I can say. Something is completely off.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if we'll see a big red dildo at one point. Just a mammoth red dildo. That would be interesting.
And for me, this makes it so insanely hard to trade because as long as it doesn't make sense and it's not choosing a direction, like look at this, right? It's London, right? London opens here. It just goes up 1.7% in London. It liquidates a whopping 41 million in shorts, 50 million in total, and it keeps on rising and pressuring. The issues were actually no. I'm not saying at all that the market is driven by economic factors. The market is driven by money. Right? Your short is in danger. Your short is in danger.
We'll see. I've heard this before.
The thing is, the market still needs money to go up, right? Like, who is putting the money? Who is putting the house down right now to keep this market up?
I don't know. I completely agree with you.
Me neither. Because I can tell you
glazing,
one thing, the ETFs ain't
agree.
freaking buying. The ETFs ain't buying. Market makers don't buy. Market makers make the market. They're not buying. No, BlackRock isn't buying. How do you find entries for high leverage compared to low leverage? Just be more precise. So the conviction and the type of entry I take on high leverage is only based on the dwell block levels together with liquidity. Like I had this one marked off and it worked like a charm. It should have been the entry, but yeah. So the market is, Bax, you and the market have a lot in common. You're both going rogue.
I feel like I could have done something way more rogue than that. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I knew you were in a short.
What's the SL for this trade? When I genuinely stop liking it.
I think it'll be okay.
Now again, look, the last 15 minutes is just going up. It rejected the high and then it goes 3 candles down, and then the next 15 to 20 minutes, the market's like, I don't know about going down, man. I'm not feeling it. You know what we do? We just taken 50 million in the London session. I think there's more. They might go for the 78K. Yeah, I agree with you. They actually might go.
Should I keep that limit I've got sitting there at 77 or bump it up?
Yeah. Chento, what is your favorite aspect of the new FlowX terminal? Why is it so important to you and how do you use it? Okay, so FlowX terminal is something completely different than what people have ever seen in trading until now. Why everyone is using TradingView with indicators based on that chart. This is a completely different ballgame. Why? Because it's a terminal made to aggregate all exchanges. So this is the data across the board. You know, Binance can buy or sell, or Binance can have pressure, but that doesn't mean that the other exchanges are having pressure as well. And I know that, for example, Binance is the biggest, but that doesn't mean that everything aligns. What makes this special is when you have the liquidations across exchanges, and you have the complete influx and the complete order flow of all of the exchanges as well. So this gives you in one view the liquidations, the current price action with the visualization of the liquidations again, with the current order flow. And what differentiates this is also the money flow. So the money flow is actually showing that there's an outflux of money. The bulls are bearish, or the whales are bearish, the mid-size is bearish, and the retail is also bearish, and price is still moving up with spot CVD moving up. So that means that spot on the lower time frame is driving this move, theoretically, but not having the money or the power to do it. So this shows you a different level of divergences and a different look into the candlesticks itself without having to pay for any other software. This is the only thing that's giving you a complete market overview on Bitcoin without having to pay for anything. And again, guys, it's completely free. So what I'm looking for personally, if I'm trading on this, because this is honestly 90% of what I use, I check what spot CVD is doing compared to the influx of the money flow and the influx of the orders. And right now I can tell you that it's not making sense. So that makes me hesitative in opening new positions or going into the market right now. Normally these things have to agree, right? So CVD should be dropping, money flow should be flowing out, and this right here should show more sell orders than buy orders. And right now there's a big divergence. So either CVD has to come down or money flow has to go up in order to give me a strong bias towards a direction. So I'm leaning towards going down because of the money flow, but I don't have the conviction yet because CVD is not agreeing with me.
Makes sense. That was a good spiel. Yeah, there's obviously something's just not adding up in the CVD rising, but the being an outflow. It's very interesting.
Yes.
We've seen that before.
So what we did, we combined the factors that the algorithm is most sensitive to as of now, which is CVD, because everyone on Twitter is picking up on CVD after we started using it a couple months ago. And we were one of the first to actually notice the CVD. So this maps out the CVD, maps out the liquidations because of the booking of the exchanges. Liquid is also an insanely big factor, combined with order flow and money flow. So we try to visualize and build platforms that give you the hot take on what their algorithms are currently doing. And we will actively keep upgrading it and updating it as well for you guys.
Extremely good. I use it every day. I love it. I'm sure everyone in here has tried it out by now. It's completely free and it's fast as hell. Works really well. Well done to you and the team who built this out. It's freaking epic. We are coming down a little bit here, getting pretty close to our entry. 𝗕𝗏, it is linked.
You see, and now what I was just explaining and telling you that I was mostly bearish due to the money flow that I'm still actively seeing, like it's not a big move. But this is a $180 move.
Is this a, do you look at this as a beginner trader? I see this and I see like a support from where it was bouncing here previously. Do you see that, or is it because it's such a short time frame, you wouldn't really call it a support? It's not very relevant. Like this area we're in.
On
right
the
now.
5 seconds, it can become a support, but you need to have slightly more time. Can you tell what you use for liquidations on TradingView is similar to Leviathan? Sky Lipilo, you're asking me a lot of questions today on a day I can't take it. I didn't sleep because I was building shit and working on shit. So 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, I explained that every other video. So please look back some previous streams like yesterday.
There's also a whole video
for the indicator,
about
yes, but we added out. Wait, let me finish. Yes, we implemented our own source to the Leviathan, and that makes it more accurate and also gives you the dashboarding. Yeah, my trade is looking a lot better again.
Ticked green for a second. And yeah, for anyone wondering about 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, there's also a video on Chento's channel called How I Made $180,000 This Week Trading Bitcoin or something along those lines. And it's purely about 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏s. So definitely give that a watch. Interesting to see what happens here. We're in a much better spot now. I know you said you were building last night. Is there anything special in the works that you want to share?
People can't see my rep address, right?
No. I'll just maybe wait 1 sec. Wait, stop. All right, now do it and tell me. I've blacked it out, and then tell me when it's clear.
Okay. Give me a second.
We're in the green. We're up $200. GM
Okay, you can open it again.
Right, open it up. Second.
You can open it.
Yeah, it's just loading up. Oh, wow. What do we got here?
This is, we're trying to API and implement a terminal. that focuses on the world map with the news, camera images, Iran attacks, where fleets are positioning, so intel, conflicts, military actions, pretty much everything. And we're trying to get API access and API this in.
That
So
looks
complete
sick.
monitoring tool for, yeah, so complete monitoring tool for news and potential impact of the news.
Who else is doing this, man?
No one. Why? Because I'm a degenerate maniac.
Do I need to black anything out? Alright, I think we're safe.
No, I'm done.
Alright, I'm going to shift it back so now your URL can potentially be in view if you type something in. So just be
Yeah, it's
wary.
fine. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry.
Alright, well, we're up, people. In that little period, we've gone green, so very good. Delmar, I think you need to learn how to spell rogue. I see your point, but you keep saying rough.
Doesn't Ren use a news alert system? Yeah, but it's different. I want to build an LLM, and what I want to build is a terminal that tells you what is happening, if it's verified or not, and if it's verified, what's the probability and the potential reaction of the market.
I feel like that's so needed. That seems like a really good product. One-stop shop for the real news and how it relates to the market. Love the idea. That's sick. Well, that's exciting to look forward to.
Bro, I have so many. I'm just gonna pat myself in the back and shove me a whole fucking peacock up my ass. But I think I'm really fucking good at these ideas. And that's what I want to focus on more. So yeah, as I told Baxter as well, 𝗕𝗟𝗏 is coming to an end this week. Why I need to be focused more on the software and everything.
All
Yeah.
I hear in that is that we
I
need
just
to
think
just
there
hammer
is a
this
huge
week.
added value for the community. What?
All I hear in that is that this week we need to hammer it.
Yeah, that's why you went rogue.
No, I think it's a good plan. The software looks absolutely sick. I really love that news terminal too, so that's awesome. Very good. But yes, people, for all of the fans of this show, we may be wrapping it up shortly, but who knows, we may be back soon with something else, so we'll see. But it's been a good run.
The thing is, right now, I think that the current meta is understanding better and better what's happening. Guys, type in chat and correct me if I'm wrong. I think that we all had it with normal candlesticks, right? I think everyone knows how to read a candlestick by now. I think it's time to level up the game and start understanding why XYZ is happening and what's the messaging behind it. We need to start understanding the market maker better. And that is what I'm building in terms of tools, in terms of software, yada. And that just, it takes me a lot of time, guys. I need to invest in it. I need to invest money. I need to invest in team, and I just need to free myself up more. So that's why I'm gonna have to be more resilient in where I spend time on. And not that this is not worth it, don't get me wrong. And we had a lot of fun, but maybe now is not the time. Still, I think if you guys followed, it's absolutely great.
Sure,
And
no, I
don't you think
completely
that
agree.
the chart visualizes faster that something is happening? I always see price move and then the news. Yeah, but the thing is, depends on how fast you build the terminal, right? And you can still understand if it's real news, if it's fake moves, if it's whatever, but just give you an even more in-depth overview of why XYZ is happening and make a probability on it. Also for future references. We need your knowledge. Thank you, 𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Someone here actually making profits with his coast. Guys, who has lost money on my coast that has been following me for longer?
How can you be losing money? How is that even possible?
Yeah, it's 20k, so the current position is 1/3 of the total port. That's right.
Yeah, that is correct.
Listen, if you have lost money while trading with me, then please let your guide dog take over.
Yeah, I have to kind of agree with that because I
Up
don't know how
12K
you
last
could be.
week. That's what I mean. I am Jacob. You better are using my link and give something back to the community, my friend.
I'm Jacob. Congrats. That's a big win. Well done.
I don't trade the Monday range. Yeah, you can always lose if your risk management is not correct, but that's not something you could potentially blame on me, right? I'm black. We're getting
some weird trolling comments in here today that I have not seen before. Of course, Baxter, you agree with that. You're a little simp. Thank you very much.
What?
Someone said, of course, Baxter, you agree with that. You're a little simp. Which is
Who said that?
There you go. Logitech. Haven't seen that guy here before. I think it's a troll. That's all good. There's not much agreement. It's kind of the facts. It's a numbers thing.
Don't worry about him. I just banned him.
Yeah, but I just mean for everyone listening, like what I was saying earlier about how you would, I don't know how you lost money. That's just based on numbers. That's not even based on behavior or anything. It's just like if you follow the calls, you would have done all right.
That was a whack comment. Yeah, I agree. Like, you always have some of them, you know? The thing is, if you can't control your emotions and you can't have a conversation like a normal grown-up, I'm sitting here currently in a $50 million position. And it's not to bloat or brag or whatever, but if you can't have a grown-up conversation with me, you're absolutely not worth my time. So then it's like they say in Dutch, bye-bye is wise, ciao. I feel like this price action is recovering, my friend. And it's not looking bueno for the short.
All right, well, I got my finger on the trigger. It'll probably end up being like just about break even after fees.
Yeah, just... You know, again, it just doesn't want to. Look at this. We'll give it a minute to see if it presses this order block, but I'm just not really feeling it.
Well, fair enough. We're in definitely a very good spot. So,
hi Chento, what would be your SL if you had a 3K account on 0.5 BTC position? Okay, I'm not gonna attack you. I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions back. What's your leverage? What's your exposure? What's your entry price? What's your projected exit? Is the 3K meaning a lot to you? Like, you ask me 5% of the actual question. I have literally no clue. What would be your SL? I don't know. If you entered at 12K, I would probably get out here. Listen, I'm tempted to say that your question isn't even a question.
Yeah, I think there's a level on how much
it might be qualified as really noise.
Lean on you with that sort of stuff. You can only do what you can. Definitely not here giving personalized advice to people's random positions, I don't think.
Brother, I'm from India. Please help my short 73,000K. Bro, then you're hundreds of millions in profit. He can't be in Baxter's position because Baxter opened it rogue before the stream. So if he's in Baxter's position, he's probably in his living room. Bax just closed his position, man. Now we're still in the green. I don't care. Everything can happen now. I would just want to get out.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll leave those little orders I've got at 77 and 78. What do you think? They're just small.
Yeah, that's fine. No, just double them. You know what you do? You do 77, 77.5, 78, 78.5. Same size.
Okay.
If
Cool.
you can. No, you can't. Because it's 6K and how many Ks do you have on those orders?
It's 61K per order, so it's
30x,
120K
so that's
position on 30x.
2K margin.
Or yeah, 2K margin per.
Bro, up them to 4K margin each and do 2 more 4Ks.
All right, I'm just going to
So
delete
77,
them and start from
77.5,
scratch.
78, 78.5. 4K each. It was a good close. She would have been in drawdown again.
All right, so I'm doing a 30x 120K position at 77. And was the
No,
next one
listen,
78?
𝗕𝗟𝗡, that's not fair. Because I told Baxter to DCA and triple his position, and that saved the position. If we kept Baxter's rogue position, we would not even be close to break even, to be honest.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm not claiming to know what I'm doing here. I was just trying to mimic what Chento's building on his bigger port.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. Don't worry.
So we've got that order at 77. Was the next one 77.5 or 78? Was it 4K every $500?
Weird. Okay, Bax. I think we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to be back for New York Open. We're watching paint dry.
All right, no
and I got to
worries.
make some calls. I can use my time more useful as of now. So I think that's what we're going to do.
All right, sounds like a plan. No worries. All right, we will see you guys maybe tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, sounds like a plan.